August 3rd, South Staunton, Dale Libby's house, the big anniversary get together. Behind the house here we've got water slides and jumpy houses. Okay.
Watch out for the little one. Okay. Get him. I'm gonna come get you. I don't like this. I'm gonna come get you.
Okay.
Are you ready? Go!
Woohoo! Awesome. Backyard in the lake, stocked with crappie and bass. Let's see who's catching down there. We got the barbecue going on over here. Some serious barbecuing going on here. Okay, so yeah, hey, explain the process again. I'll just capture it on film.
We take wood. I like to use locust wood, put it in a pit, and burn it down until it makes coals. And then you shovel the coals off and put them on top of the oven and underneath the oven, and it bakes whatever you got inside of it. And then I just have a stove with an iron kettle in it that we're going to cook the corn in. I just got it up to a boil.
All right.
And then I have a wood burning box back here on the back of this cooker that heat goes to it and cooks our ribs.
Oh, that looks great.
Jalapenos, man.
Fantastic.
That's good stuff.
I don't think actually you'll want any of those, but I know I'll try
Turn
some.
it a nice consistent steam.
Chuck wagon, making ice cream. Jack is throwing the ice cream.
There you go. I'm gonna put a little more ice in there while you're trying to share.
See a trail over there.
They
have a roasted pole.
He's a boy.
Come here.
Farm. We were walking around.
That thing's getting hard turned.
But I sort of wonder because you're still
Daddy, I
scale.
Getting on the chuck wagon. Hey, Kari.
You know, they can make a much bigger dance.
Everybody would work 5 days a week.
That's why you put I know, I gave the dog 2 well, that's
Always been wrong.
Go ahead.
And marriage is finally going to be legal.
I'm going to be witness.
After 50 years, it's been witnessed.
Then I'm going to get my maid of honor when she gets here to sign it.
Okay.
She's going to be here too. Yes, she
Watching
is.
a famous video.
Yeah.
These are the high school friends.
Except for I can't see Mary Lou.
She's only 5 foot.
She's always short. She needs to be down
I went back there to hide my belly.
Well, we'll do it. Glasses.
Grab a chair and sit down and talk.
They were in a little brown bucket by the fireplace.
Because somebody
We put them Tara, you know he's in the pond. The pond or the swimming pool? The little pond right here. It's all in the pond. I have garbage.
And she loaned me her veil, and then Peggy Moles had to leave, but she made the dress, and I borrowed her dress. And we were going west, and Tom didn't have a job, and we didn't know where it was. So I had a budget, and so we. Anyway, I also want to introduce a very special guest. Well, there's several, and I'm sure I'll miss somebody, and please don't take it personally. Mrs. Stansbury. Dorothy Stansbury, was the home demonstration agent. We call them extension educators now. But she was the home demonstration agent here. This is the only job she ever had was in Augusta County, isn't that right? Or maybe it was for a year. Oh, you started in Tazewell, okay. But her bulk of her career was here in Augusta County, and she knew all about the Beverly Manor 4-H Club, and we had a wonderful, wonderful time, long time spent. And her husband, Mr. Stansbury. Then, let's see, there's somebody else that just went through my mind. Lowell Smith was with us in Ecuador, Peace Corps. All her husbands were gone. We had 5 little kids between us. And she's looking, the children I think are looking at the video, the girls. Kenneth Landis taught me how to drive.
No, I know.
He and his brother Robert taught me how to drive. And he is all, and his wife Alma. He's always been a very special person to me. And then I have to introduce the Big Six. On your feet, girls. Mary Lou, Mary Jane, Shirley, Mary Jo. Shirley Wine. There's Shirley Wine. Okay, and me.
And they've been there all 50 years. And she even came to visit me.
Family, and I just hope you all will visit. That's why Ruth has gone around and given you all name tags. So I hope that you'll do that. And be sure and sign the guest book. Can someone, Marshall Lee, can you just pick up that one from the back?
Oh, Denise.
There? Denise. Also in our wedding. Sure. Tay sang, yes, I must forget my sister. Tay signed. Sang. She signed too, I guess. But anyway. And anybody else in the wedding, please stand up and wave your hand if you're at our wedding. If you're at our wedding, wave your hand. Cookies, everybody. I borrowed cookies from the place today. If you see the video, you'll see that magnificent Rouge lace from Belgium.
And you have to
find out what's worth keeping.
Don't you guys have to feed each other?
Out of New Orleans in 3 days.
I'm not going to do that. It's a mess. It's always a mess. We're members for not to their anniversary.
Going to the house cemetery.
They said that in Williamsburg they have, whatever they have the Albrights family here. Can you get a call? Died having a baby, which was not uncommon because they were born at home, they didn't have doctors around, and something went wrong.
Calico cat.
Okay, let's days.
And he was born in 1793.
Died at
Tunis, I
77
don't
years.
know.
Yeah, he was born in 1793 in Virginia, and he died in
I think she died in
Okay,
Wait, does that have 1852 on it?
that's when she died in 1870.
Is that Tunis's or Eliza Jane's?
This is Eliza Jane's mother, Jane.
Jane
Eliza Jane.
Jane
Jane.
Oh,
Gene Quick.
She was a Jane Addams, that's right. She was Jane Addams who married Tunis Quick, and they had Eliza Jane Quick who married Joseph Albright Houff. And they had Kate Smith, my grandmother, Joseph, and
do you want up somewhere?
she married W.K. Smith, and oh my goodness. And they had Joseph Smith, Joseph Albright Smith, my father, and I am Joanne Smith Trail,
Your grandma,
my grandmother.
Ashley.
Here I am in the
Oh,
flesh.
is this poison sumac?
This
So-
would be your great
I don't.
grandmother.
There is one.
Okay, great grandmother.
4 greats.
Mine or Ashley's?
Ashley's.
Ashley, that's your great
let's go back.
grandmother.
Let's go back. You have grandmother me. You have Joe, my father. You have Kate, his mother. You have Eliza Jane. her daughter, and
So that's
Jane.
4 greats then.
5 greats,
5 greats.
counting me.
Well, you're not a great.
I'm
So,
not a great.
So it's 4
4
greats.
greats.
So
4 greats.
1, 2, Eliza Jane is 3 greats.
Can you believe that, Ashley?
Actually, this
Eliza
is
Jane is 3 greats. Tunis is 4.
This is
That's right.
4 greats. So this is your
For
great,
them.
great, great, great grandmother. And she was born in
1,
she was born in
3 greats.
1700s back in Felicity's time.
That's right. She died in 1872. But she was born. Well, yeah, she was born at the very turn of the century because she died when she was 77 years old. How many days and so months and how many days? I thought that was always interesting if they put that down.
It's weird. We have most of our ancestors didn't set foot in the U.S. In 1500, almost all became prior, which is really rather rare for most. You know, some can learn from
Matthew, look this way, please.
Okay.
on the hill above the property where they had the
Look at
family
the pony.
cemetery. Now we're going to go down to the house they built.
There's a pony and a horse that just came out of the
He
barn.
has 1,700 acres in it.
1,700. I'm sorry.
Dad, do you want to help Matthew
Okay,
get
there it
down?
is. $1,700 for 6. I had the 600 there.
I almost got stepped on by a horse. A horse almost stepped on my foot.
They run up and you never stand behind them.
Careful, they might try to. Maybe a little Shetland pony. Come on, Dad.
I think that's Benjamin's side, actually.
That is correct.
I think it's Benjamin.
Well, Benjamin actually is the patriarch.
Right.
Benjamin had 2 wives, Kati, and he's from the Kati side. We're from the Nancy side because Kati died in childbirth.
Right.
Actually, she had a number of children. I've forgotten how many right now. But Fred is from that side.
Okay.
But we are from her sister.
You're the sister side.
Sister side, Nancy, the younger sister.
Since they're being around it, it's kind of
Yeah. And then most of the other relatives were now going to progress up to Pleasant View. And we were married at Pleasant View Church August 16th,
Oh, that is so
1959.
beautiful up there.
It is
And
beautiful.
it's just the most gorgeous view.
It is.
I
Yeah,
love driving.
that's what I want them to see, and I'm so afraid they're not going to be able to see it because it's hazy today.
Oh.
And we're going to be at my brother's up in front of Riverhead School. That's where we had the big party. We had all 37 of us on Monday because my brother and sister and I have 8 children, and those 8 children have 16 children. And they range in age from Greg, the oldest, from 16 down to 22 months.
Well, you sound like Fred and Alice's side because they have the family reunion here every year.
Oh, they come here and have
And
it?
they come here and have
Oh,
it.
and it's the
they
second
didn't
Sunday in
this-
August? It's usually the
is
second
first.
Sunday?
First Sunday in August.
Okay, it is the
And
first Sunday in August. You're right, I
They
forgot.
didn't
Yeah,
this year
okay.
because I was moving out and Jameson's trying to move in, so they didn't do it, but next year they definitely will. But when they all come, I don't know how many are here.
There's a lot, but see,
tons.
none of our family have ever come, and I would
Right.
love to come for that. I think it'd be fun. But it would be the sister side. It doesn't.
It's sons and daughter, and one of their grandchildren is buying the house.
Oh, how nice!
So I'm very
They told me that.
excited.
I've been in touch with
Mine-
Fred, not recently, but
It
he
is his grandson,
his
Jameson. Jameson is his
Jameson.
name, Jameson.
Jameson Howe.
Dennis and Donna as his mom and dad.
I need to write this down. I
Jameson
won't
is-
remember.
Jameson,
Can,
okay.
can you get my little pad up so we can
Mark,
write this
Yes,
down?
being
It's in my purse now.
Videotape.
Oh, Marcus.
Not at all. I look a mess.
Because otherwise we forget these
This,
things.
this is my son Stephen and his family and his wife Debbie.
Drove her for
Nice
Chicago.
This is Jackie Milton, and they live in Illinois. And okay, and then my son Mark has the twin girls with his wife Lisa, and they're from California, Menlo Park.
Oh my goodness.
This is my oldest grandson Greg, and he's 17. He's going to be a junior in high school. Oh, sorry, this is my husband, Tom Traylor. And we
Oh,
just,
that's
and
okay.
we just,
Oh, yes, that's my husband.
we
yeah.
just celebrated our 50th anniversary. That's one of the
Well,
reasons that we're all here.
congratulations.
And my
How
daughter, Ruth Louise,
Not to interrupt,
She's
but
gone.
is it okay if they go on that swing?
Absolutely, that's the neighborhood swing. Oh yes, oh yes. Anybody and everybody.
This is like one of the most beautiful views.
I love this name here. That makes me so happy that Jameson House is going to come back to the house.
It
That
is.
makes me feel happy.
Good. I'm happy.
I've got to tell my brother tonight, Dale Smith.
Oh,
He was the, I don't know, well, you haven't been here long enough. He retired in 2002 from the, my daddy worked in post office. He retired from the Augusta County Cooperative Farm Bureau as the general manager, CEO.
okay. Well, we were here in '02. We've been here 11 years.
Okay.
And we named it. And I asked Jameson, I said, do you want to keep this? Do you not want to keep this or whatever? And he's so sweet. He's so sweet. He's like, no, that's fine. I'll keep it right there. And I mean, you know, anything I want to leave here on property, because we got some old antique things, just to, you know, kind of make it look old or whatever. And I thought, because he's 23, 24, I just thought being a young fella and he's going to have a roommate. And I thought, well, they're not going to want that stuff. And they're like, no, keep it. We want to keep it, please. And I'm like, okay, great. So,
Ruth, what were the dates again?
The house was built between 1800 and 1802.
So this is
Okay, how's it
before
right?
Lewis and Clark.
That's right.
That's right.
So I want the girls to hear that because I
Well,
think this is
Amanda
early
says that. I
1800s.
really wish not.
And you can feel the slant of the
Okay.
And just, it's so
the
cool
floor
in here,
goes
you
down a
know,
little
it's
bit.
cool.
That'll get her.
Maddie,
Very nice.
Jennifer.
Look at her old.
It's really cool.
Look at seeing the wide beams.
The basement is squeaky. The basement.
That's the basement there.
It's squeaky.
Yes.
yeah, most everybody does. These are pictures that were taken when the house was, when they were going to refurbish it. Those pictures are from 1984.
Okay.
And nobody lived in the house from the 20s, about 1925, 26, until 84. And it sat vacant. And the cows were in the basement. This was all farmland.
Right.
I don't know who owned it. I'm assuming House owned it.
I think they probably did, but.
A lot of people from around here say they used to picnic on the property. They would come and picnic by the river.
It's such a beautiful place to picnic.
And they would come and they remember playing in it as children and running in and out and everything. So that was pretty cool. The basement had cows in it. They would come in during the storm. So it had a lot of refurbishing to be done. And they decided to do that instead of razz it. They were going to mow it down. And so the property builder's son wanted to redo it. So everything you see was done in '84, except for the deck and the carport. Pretty much everything, we just moved in. A couple, next door neighbor, their mom and dad had it for 10 years and they were older. And then my husband and I have had it for 11. And so we just did windows and things like that. Some stuff hasn't been done at all. But this is the original part of the house. The kitchen is original. In '84 they added this bedroom and the dining room. And then you'll obviously notice the original down in the basement, because that's all made out of rock. And the upstairs is original. Except for the bathrooms, of course, aren't
Yeah.
Yes, no.
There were
No
bathrooms.
running
They
water,
put those
no
in there.
electricity, kids, none.
Yeah.
None of
None.
that. None
Even
of
at our
that.
house.
There
in
was
spring
running water. You had to run outside to get
Well,
the water.
that's why
That's right.
you
That's
built a
right.
house close to a supply of water, like the river or
Yeah.
spring.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and we did the well. We found the, actually that's a cistern outside. We thought it was the well. My husband was driving across property on one day with his truck and his back tire went down. And so he pulled up forward and he goes, "What's this?" And we started pulling the ground away and there's this hole and it's all, you can look down in it and see the rock that it's made. It's made just like the basement, same rock that they probably brought out of the river to build it. And so then when we started looking at it, and Fred Howe said, "I think that's an aquifer because it was shaped, it's shaped funny on the sides." I mean, cistern.
Cistern.
So it doesn't really kind of matter, but there was a well somewhere here, I'm sure, right outside the back door. But
Debbie.
then downstairs, I can show you what's what down there, what was what.
Could anyone get, is it all right if we copy these pictures with the video?
Absolutely.
Or a
We can
camera?
take photos.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sure, sure.
Can you try that, Lisa?
Yeah, it was, the chinking was all gone in between
Yeah.
the
It was
logs.
just in disrepair from some,
Oh,
basically
just
that's late night from us up there on, for Anthony House.
He's
but that
passed
wasn't
away
Steve.
now.
It wasn't Steve. It was another one. I can't think
Well,
of his name. Not Dan.
I don't know the dad's name.
He married. Okay, but this is a younger man. Well, he's not that young now. He's probably 60. But he married a woman from. Not Dan. Shoot, I can't remember. Married a woman from the Netherlands, and they lived down there. They were a grandson. He was a grandson of May Wine, who lives just below us on the Spring Hill Road. If you're familiar with that area at all, okay. Yeah, they were our neighbors.
Don't the Wines own that whole thing down there pretty much, or have at one time, I think, all that area. But it was the son of Mr. Favre who bought this property.
Okay.
He bought all of this intending it to be a KOA.
Oh, a KOA, right, okay.
But the KOA is on the other side of the river,
Okay.
down around the bend on the other side. Because when you came in and Steve Root,
Okay.
had something to do with it, I'm not real sure, whatever, but they decided, no, they wouldn't do the KOA here, they'd do a subdivision, so.
So how many houses are actually in this subdivision?
30, there's 32 pieces of property,
Okay.
so there's probably 28 houses.
Okay, about half-acre lots. or something, or
Everybody
maybe very-
has, they don't have much up top, but everybody has riverside.
Okay, everyone has a
and
riverside.
they have it
okay.
down bottom here.
Is that what it is? Oh, at least I'm so impressed. I didn't even know that was called.
Well, I thought it would. We have knob and tube in our places.
We do.
You do?
The old stuff.
We had to take
The
out
old stuff,
all the
yeah.
knob and tube. And
Oh, but this is amazing to see the
It
actual
is.
bark.
The next one will be black.
When was this, Mom? When was this house built?
I'm not really sure, but he came here in the 1800s.
Okay.
So whatever your sheet says, Mark, and I don't have it here with me.
I don't have a sheet. I think Mom.
But they've
Lisa-
added on to it. But the old original structure is still there. You can see.
Right.
And of course, they've improved.
And what the guy who built it? What's his name again?
Benjamin Houff.
Okay. And he's the one who came down from Pennsylvania.
I don't really know an awful lot about this house. I know they built it, and it burned, and they rebuilt it. I was told.
Oh, really? Okay. So this house was built in when? The 1800s?
The late 1700s,
Late
early
1700s.
1800s.
Okay.
Yes.
And then fixed
And they
up.
always
And,
wanted to have a house located to a close water supply because they didn't have running water. So
Right.
they could get water out of the river for their house use and for washing their clothes and so on.
okay.
And this is Middle River.
Middle River.
Off road, and down there it was just like a hollow. It's going down there, now it's paved.
Why don't you come down here and stand next to the
Okay.
tombstone and tell us about it?
All right. Homer Other Clark. What did you want to tell me? Clara. Clara. Isn't that a pretty name? Clara Francis. Ruth and Clara. So 2 grades. This is. She was a Mason Cup, and that was a German name. Okay, she was Clara Francis Mason Cup. So Homer Other Clark. Now he died in 1923, and Mother was born in 1908. So how old was Mother? 8 from 23 is what? I didn't think. Somebody do math. I can't.
39 years old when he died.
Yes, he was just 39. He was crushed between 2 train cars. He worked on the railroad, and it's a bad accident.
And when did
sweetheart.
great-grandma remarry?
He wasn't killed right away. He didn't die immediately.
And where did great-grandma
Put it on
remarry?
that one over there, please.
She didn't marry to Mr. Heiner.
Okay.
She died in September 66. Stephen was 1 year old. And Mother had to deal with all that and with all of us coming in from Uncle Mason's. My mother, she has so much to do. She's the second. Okay, he died in 47.
Oh, well, he was a bit older, too.
He was older. He was born in 1863. And Grandma was born in 1881. Okay. So this is it. Do you see the 2 little angels down here, which is not our relatives, but those are 2 children, but probably twins, I would imagine.
Mark, there's a real story on it. Took the gravestone over here. Very prematurely.
Thank you all for doing that. It was so sweet you did that for Mother and Daddy's.
Praying mantis.
Lula or Lola?
There's a view of the Blue Ridge Mountains, wherever they are. Oh, there they are. I see them.
Over here.
L-U-L-A.
Have you got your list?
No.
Let me see Lula.
Matthew.
I don't know.
Ah, now who would they be?
Kate Smith's parents, my grandmother, my great grandparents. They hung up in the upstairs in the landing of the house.
Oh, so these are Kari and Ashley's great grandparents, buried right here under that rock.
Great grandparents.
Oh, great grandparents.
Three greats.
They're
Uncle Hansel.
Golden wedding. My grandmother was married on her parents' 50th anniversary, and Bertie, her niece, was married the same day. But Bertie had a baby and died. She was 22 years old. How many days and months?
11 months, 6 days.
Here's W.K. and Elizabeth Kate Smith,
Lot of links. Now here's the carriage.
our great grandparents.
Your great grandparents.
These are my great.
No, they're.
No, just
There, yeah.
No, I was referring to the kids.
This is my grandparents.
William Ken Smith.
William Ken and Elizabeth Kate. She went by E. Kate or mostly Kate.
There's Mary Lou.
Greg, are you seeing any of
Uncle
this?
Alan
son?
and
Did you
Virginia,
see
and
this?
they had really old
So this is
cars
Lee's
that we used to
first
ride
car.
in, and they're buried
Why?
here, Kari.
cool.
I don't know.
My Uncle Alan and Aunt Virginia.
I don't know.
See, they got the old car in the center of this tombstone right there. Find that?
Gregory, there's your name.
This is hot up here with nothing on the shoulder. Okay, Smith and Trail, we're up here. Pop hadn't seen this. No, you have. You have seen it. Yes, you have seen it. Now you can see the lower barn.
Coast Guard, World War II.
The top barn on the
Man,
left is the
they-
upper barn. The lower barn's down here.
He
And the
served
house
in
is
the
just
Coast
up
Guard
there.
World
You
War
can't
II.
really see the barn from here. All they have to do is have someone come and engrave the death date.
We could pay for that.
We could save a few bucks if we
You'll
did.
pay for that.
And that's where
right.
part of my ashes go, Mark.
Yeah, part of the
Where do your
We
ashes
could
go,
just use
Dad?
a magic
Part
marker.
of them go in there.
We just dust them on the lawn? Or do you have a little vial?
Little urn,
They were
put them
the
in
Eastern
there.
Star
Use a
and the
Sharpie,
Masonic
Bob?
Order, and this is a special
Pardon?
Can we use a
symbol.
Sharpie?
And this is what they
Yeah.
had on there. And they were
Look at
married.
this one.
Mother wanted that on there. They were
You know who this is?
Can you read the name?
What's the big name?
Can you read it, Matthew?
Yeah.
Matthew, who's this? Trail.
That's right. Set up early. It's paid for,
This
and
was.
they don't have to pay for it, and that's what my parents did. That's what a lot of people
Papa
But they're
and
not-
Grandma.
but they're not
See, it
dead
only has their date of birth
So this is
because
where
they
they're
have
going to
not
be.
died yet.
And look at Pop was born the exact same day that Daddy was born.
Well, a few years later.
My
July
father always
29.
said that he wanted. Thank you, girls. That's very nice. Thank you. What are we missing?
We have another flower.
Put them right here.
All right.
Okay, so and then one is left now, and then you did the other three down there. Looks like one
But
is
we're
left of
missing
those.
one. All the barn buildings. But this building wasn't here then. It was taken before that picture was made, okay? That's Uncle Dale. Good timing. He could tell me. Can you get in here behind this?
Kari's driving her great grandpa's tractor.
Okay.
Go on up, dude.
Hold this. Yeah, there you go. Good job. There you go, like that. It's like a ladder, but it's easier than a ladder, isn't it? And I'm on both sides of you. You're very good. Yeah.
You guys racing up there?
Talking about and sold and delicious and material. And so this is the old guy that mother planted all these since I've been married. After you can't remember jumping over these. These are boxwoods, and you're going to see tons of boxwoods in Williamsburg.
Like we have in front of our.
Yeah, we got small ones though.
Yeah, you're going to see
Yeah.
tons of these. Because they're so tall and big, okay?
Yep.
And then this is the garden children, where, let me just, maybe I should get a couple pictures of here. Pictures, and Daddy come. Can you believe
You gave a picture to Mary Virginia, I thought, of everybody.
The uncovered
Here's a picture
steps.
of all of them.
The uncovered.
We always use. And,
Yeah, what's the difference between a well and a cistern, Mom?
well, a cistern is stored water.
Ah,
What
that's
is the
right.
difference?
And
And
a
a
well
well-
is
Well, it's stored water too, but this would be like a runoff for a house. Like a well would be out away from the house. This is, well, I'm not really sure how to explain the difference.
Cistern just collects the runoff water.
Cuts the runoff water. That's what a cistern does.
And a well's in the ground
A
where the
well's
water
and
is.
reaches from, and they
the
were
old
delicious.
garden.
They were just delicious.
The upper
My mother
barn.
had beautiful flowers everywhere over here. She had a lot. And the dinner bell set up on that. Uncle Dale has on the back on his.
Oh, the dinner bell was up on top of this
to
post?
Ring the bell for the men to come
that's
in from
right.
the field when it's
Got
12
that.
o'clock. They'd come in and eat.
And this is this the smokehouse right here?
This is the smokehouse, except we never smoked anything.
This is just where you kill the wild beast.
Oh, this is smoky. And I want to show you where Aunt Tay climbed up on the back side here, and I'll show you where it was. And she jumped off of this roof. Zippity-doo-dah. She was up there performing on her stage on the roof. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-ay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine.
I've got limited film, Mom.
Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-ay. Anyway, my mother heard her thud and hit the ground. We had a whole bunch of hydrangeas here. They were up here, blue and purpley hydrangeas. And these broke her fall. But anyway, she climbed onto the toilet here. She climbed onto the outhouse, which is right here. And then we could jump across through that kind of a sit down in there. Down the tree that's just grown up. And you could jump across. There's a space about like this.
Ooh, that was the old toilet.
That was the old toilet. And it's nice to have that. But when I was a really little girl, people just saw a long time umbrella. When I was a really little girl, up here, we had a 3-holer, 2 big holes and a little hole toilet. And we had slop jars, we called them, or thunder pots, were inside, tinder pots. Okay, that you used at night, so you had to come out here in the cold and all kinds of bad weather. And that was right here. And of course, that's long since gone. And then when I was a little girl, see that foundation there? See that concrete there kind of sticking up? That grass growing on it? That was a big chicken house. Don't touch it, don't touch it.
It's electric.
That's electric. That'll touch for the. He runs his cattle in there because this is really nice clover down there for his animals, his cows. Okay, and you can see the cemetery down there. Look on the top of the hill, that one tree. See the rows comes down. See the barn and then the brick house and then go over this green spot. Top of the mound. Over there to the right of the machine shed. Don't get close there. So there's the orchard.
Is that electric?
And we had apple. Yes, it is. It's electrified. Okay, so there and so down near the road, we kids, we all helped because there were 7 of us here with a lot of mouths to feed. Plus, we always had company. There were always people coming and staying, and so we had strawberries and raspberries that we grew and picked and sold to Mr. Jimmy Anderson.
A butterfly.
And that's the butterfly. That's right. And we got money from that, and we spent 15 cents for our school lunch programs. They started the school lunch program when I was in 1st grade in 1941. That's the first time we had a school lunch program, because otherwise you just packed your lunch. But they started that then. So here's my daddy.
What's this, Mom?
All right, now this is the wash house.
It's where they wash the clothes.
My mother washed clothes, and we had a clothesline here, and she'd hang clothes out in all kinds of weather, cold weather. And then we had these lilacs, and we had a sandbox here because they could look out the kitchen window and see us playing. Of course, we knew we never back over here.
I thought this was the wash house.
This is the wash house.
So I thought you were not washing it here. You're cooking hog's head.
Well, you had the washing machine. My mother had a Ringer washing machine and 2 tubs, and here's the plug-in. And so she washed the clothes, wrung them through out of the washing machine into the first rinse, and then she had the second tub for the second rinse, and then wrung them out through the Ringer.
Right.
Because we didn't have an automatic washing machine then when I was a kid. Now, here's this big fireplace, and I don't know what's happened to all the pots. But see this? You'd hang things on this. This would move over, and you'd have these great big black pots, and you'll see them at Williamsburg. And that's where you cooked up a lot of stuff, like the hog's head. They took everything of the hog's head. They took everything, every part of the hog, and they used it. And that's when they made the pawn house. They would cook the head up and get the meat and so forth out, and then they would strain it, and then they'd set up on those tables these big metal pans that would set up with cornmeal, and they would make the pawn house that you had this morning. Then my grandmother cleaned the entrails, that is the guts of the pig. She soaked them in very strong salt water, cleaned them, turned them, soaked them, and then we had a sausage machine. We'd grind up sausage meat, and she put it in the sausage machine, and that was the best link sausage you could ever have. Went like that. And if it would break, the skin would break, the entrail would break, and it's just clear casing. It was a casing, like a covering for it. But it was all clean, even though it had been in the hog, it was these guts. Very clean with salt water. It was perfectly fine. They would just do a quick flip like that and seal it off, and then It was so much fun to make the sausage. I love to make sausage. House was. And they would store ice. They would cut out blocks of ice in the winter, and then you'd have as much to keep the ice as long as you could because it was salt. What was it? What do you put on it? Sawdust. Thank you. To keep it, and so everybody had an ice house. So there's the ice house. And then my mother, as I said, she did everything, but she didn't get chickens from the store. They raised chickens. We got them from over there at Mr. Wine's, and she'd bring them home, or we'd raise our own. Actually, early on, we raised our own. And there's a big old tree down here, an apple tree called a biggin tree. And she would hang those chicken up by their feet and cut their head off. And of course, it'd flap every which way. Blood was going all over the place. I never could cut the head off the chicken, but my mother did. But then we had to scald them and then pick the feathers out. Take all this. It was hard work. A lot of work. It was kind of fun.
You could have used the feathers for making pillows.
And we did.
Yep.
Actually, we did.
Goose down pillows.
When I was married, my mother gave me, these were from geese actually, not from chickens, geese. They were pillows made from down pillows for the bed. She gave me 2 sets, and Aunt Tay the same, for the girls from home. It was made from the geese that were earlier on the farm, not in my lifetime. We also had feather beds, which is like a comforter because it's very warm in the wintertime. We didn't have heating in the house, particularly upstairs. So we have those down pillows to this day on our beds.
Yep.
Oh, they got some flowers up. Those aren't there.
WH House.
When they had horse and buggies, they would tie up the
August 1911.
Yep. So the wall was built in 1911 because before that it was just low. When you see the old pictures of the house, they're just.
And WH House is your.
That would be grandmother's older brother.
Okay.
Uncle?
And that's where Jeff Dehart comes from.
I'd come up and pick you up.
Jeff Dehart comes from that. Yeah. That's an
Who knows? 300 years ago, Indians.